Past 24. That Monday evening, 9th October 2000, after the desk, the time was 7:30 p.m. Telephone bell rang. Lakshmi, who was surrounded by Lalita and few other neighbor ladies, came to the telephone and picked it up. "Hello," she said. The opposite side voice said, "Hello auntie, this is Velu." And he gave a gap of 2 seconds to check out Lakshmi's temper, and he continued, "Your daughter Geeta is with me and we both are now in Kerala. We are getting married tomorrow morning and I know you would have panicked by this time 7:30 for not receiving Geeta home. That's why I called you. We'll meet you after our marriage for Ashirwad. Thank you auntie, bye." Before Lakshmi let any word out, Velu cut the call. "Oh God, Ayyo Ishwara, what will I do?" Lakshmi came to half-fainting stage and sat on the floor crying. Kodaikanal, Tamil Nadu's Darjeeling. Royal Hotels, boarding and lodging. Room number 203. Time 7:35 p.m. Inside the room were 5 guys and only one girl. Masi, Appu, Velu, 2 friends of them, and Geeta. She was sitting in the chair with no expressions on her face. Velu and his friends were murmuring about the next day's plan, sitting in another corner of the same room. "We have arranged for the marriage in Durga Devi temple and also arranged for the registration at sub-register office," said Masi and called Appu. "Hey, are you keeping the Thirumangalyam safe?" Appu nodded his head and touched that suitcase on the table, implying it was there with him. "After this marriage, it will not be safe for you to go back to Madurai and live there. So I've arranged another place at Dindigul near my uncle's industry. At least for 1 year, you both can live there. Meanwhile, we can try to pacify Geeta's parents and can try to join with them," said Appu. All these conversations were going on as murmurings. Velu held the hands of Masi and Appu and put his head down. Very silently he wept and droplets of tears fell on the hands of Masi and Appu. "I don't know what to say, Machi. I don't know why you guys help me like this, though knowing it is the biggest risk of your life against a deputy collector. I don't know how I'm going to requite it to you guys," said Velu with flowing tears. Masi hugged him and said, "Dey Machan, this is nothing at all da. Tomorrow is your marriage. You should be strong enough to take care of Geeta. Don't go broken like this. Cheer up, Machi," pointing out the dinner parcel. "Come on, let's all have our dinner." Time 7:40 p.m. Devakotai. Deputy Collector Veera's bungalow. Surrounded by the secretaries, Veera was discussing about an important problem in the city. The telephone bell rang. One of the secretaries attended it and held the receiver in his hands for few seconds till Veera completed his sentence with another secretary. "Sir, call for you," said that man. Veera gesticulated him to adjust that call. "No sir, it's your wife from Madurai," he said. Veera, amid the work tension in such late evening time, plucked the receiver from the secretary and said, "Tell what?" "Ennanga," Lakshmi was squealing for the first time in life, which Veera never heard before. "Hey, innadi?" He stood up from the chair in panic and all the secretaries were wondering what. "Our Geeta, who went to school this morning, has not yet returned home till now," said Lakshmi and dropped off the receiver and fell down, fainting in fear. Author's note. This inga is a Tamil word which is a suffix representing the respect to the husbands, almost equal to the G in Hindi. 12 a.m. midnight, in between that Monday and Tuesday. Atikulam, Jaykumar's party shed in front of his house. The whole neighborhood was asleep while that party shed alone was lit up and some conspiracy was going on within. Veera and Jaykumar were sitting opposite to each other and few of Jaykumar's rights and lefts were standing around. "We must murder him, Jay," said Veera, keeping the coffee tumbler down. Jaykumar was sipping the coffee and was seeing all the eyes of his men. They were all standing in stun, fury and little sloth. The car driver entered in and said, "Car is ready, boss." Jaykumar nodded to the car driver and turned to Veera. "Mama, we know only one clue, Kerala. How to find them in that huge state?" asked Jaykumar's one of the rights. "I got number tracking device," said Veera and took a piece of paper where the number which Velu called Lakshmi was there. But I think this is mobile number," mumbled Veera and gave that piece of paper to Jaykumar. On seeing that number, Jaykumar and his another right hand nodded their heads and said, "Yeah, mobile number." "Anyways, we can track it down to find the location, but there's not the time to do so. It'll at least take 1 day," said another right hand. No, no, Jai. Veera came to the brim of the chair. We have to catch them this night itself, every single minute. My stomach is burning on thinking of her staying with that bastard this night, said Veera in louder voice with volcanic flings. Jaykumar was maintaining his silence all through the conversation. Are we sure that they are in Kerala? One brilliant right hand finally raised a vivid question. Everyone in that party office went silent after that question, and it was apparently a thought-provoking one. The same guy continued, how will a culprit convey his location to his enemy after his crime? Again, few seconds prevailed in pin-drop silence. How to find out the original location? One guy said. That too in this midnight, another guy said immediately. Finally, Jaykumar broke his silence and said, we'll find their location. Everyone, please follow me. He pushed off his chair back and got up. Around 1 a.m. early morning of that Tuesday, 10th October 2000, Surveyor Colony, Marcy's house, Jaykumar's car reached that huge portico of Marcy's house with nil screech sound. Along with his 10 rights and lefts, Jaykumar got down the car, walked to the main door of the house and pressed the doorbell. After around 2 minutes, Saraswati opened the door with her sleepy face wondering who they were. Who are you all? Before she completed the question, Jaykumar and his men entered into the house without replying anything to her. Another small guy of around 17 or 18 years old came from the bedroom. Boss, he's Marcy's brother. He knows everything. One of the rights screamed. Jaykumar walked towards that small brother, plucked his shirt along with the collar and proved his brute strength by lifting that boy off the ground of 2 feet by his collar and kept his nose on that boy's nose and murmured, where is Geeta and Velu? Meanwhile, Saraswati was shouting and begging, please leave my brother, he's a small boy. That small boy said, who are they? Who are they, huh? Jaykumar said this in a very bass tone and then screamed in high decibel, Oi, break down this entire house into pieces, da! The next moment, Jaykumar's men showed off all their instruments from their back. Most of them were holding thick wooden rods and some got hammers. They all ran into every direction in every room of the house and started breaking everything they saw except the wall, floor and ceiling. Saraswati was on one side crying and her small brother was trembling by his thighs on another side. Jaykumar walked towards Saraswati, bent to her face and said, if I create a stain to your femininity right here, tomorrow I'll be arrested by police for that crime. You are creating a stain to Geeta's femininity. What punishment you deserve? Politicians are always fabulous in their dialogues. In the meantime, the neighbors had woken up and a few people were standing in front of Marcy's house, noticing the rebellion inside the house without having the courage to intervene. Saraswati's small brother immediately came towards Jaykumar, folded his hands in pleas and said, Sir, they've gone to Kodaikanal and not to Kerala. Please don't do anything to my sister. 1:30 a.m. the same Tuesday, Kodaikanal, Royal Hotels, room number 203. A night lamp was glowing. In one corner of the room, in a single cot, all the friends of Velu were sleeping. In another corner of the same room, in a sofa, Geeta and Velu were sitting next to each other. Geeta holding Velu's arm and lying on his shoulder, and both were not at all feeling sleepy that night. All the guys, Velu, his friends and Geeta had decided that they would stay in a single room. They had already made it certain not to book a separate room for Geeta and Velu and another room for the rest of the guys. Geeta initialized this issue when everyone was about to say the same. Author's note. Personally, I like the above decision of all those guys to have given such situation. Hey, this is our first night, Velu said with his breath voice. After a few seconds, he corrected it. Oh no, tomorrow is our marriage. So, officially, tomorrow is our first night, but this is the original first time we both are spending our time together in a night. We never had a night time like this before. So, after noticing no reply from Geeta, Velu shook his shoulder mildly to alert her and said, Hey, have you slept? She shook her head as a response. After a few seconds, This is our last night, Velu, said Geeta. Author's note. I don't know exactly how Geeta used to call Velu, using his name or any other pit word. I tried a lot to track it down but failed. Even Saranya doesn't have any clue about it. But I know very well that Velu would used to call Geeta by Laddu, Kulfi, Burfi, etc. Without the knowledge of how Geeta would have called Velu, I just assumed she might have called by his name Velu. Last night? What? I don't understand, said Velu in the same soft tone. Yes, I want to tell you one thing, dragged Geeta. Velu turned to her face and waited for her next sentence. This is the toughest stage of my life. I know about my father, I know about the people in our street, I know the culture of this Madurai, but I don't know why we both loved each other. I thought in so many ways if it was possible to get permission from my dad for our marriage. No way, it is just an impossible one. He would rather prefer to kill me to get married to you. Very impossible one to ask him permission for our marriage. Second option is dropping you off. But my heart, she took a painful breath and continued, my heart is not at all accepting it. And so this is the third option. Geeta had a pass. Velu intervened and said, we'll marry and prove our betterment to your daddy, okay? Before he completed, Geeta dragged the word. But she slowly said, I am sorry Velu, I came here not to marry you. What? Velu exclaimed in skeptical tone and wobbled his body. Yeah, I came here to die, said Geeta curtly. Velu stood up from the sofa, came in front of Geeta's face, kept both his wrists on his hip and said, what the hell are you talking about? Geeta kept her forefinger on her lips and said, shh, they are gonna wake up. I don't understand, said Velu. See our situation. What did we both do? Can I live such a dual life, one killing inside and other loving you? I really decided to come to this Kodaikanal to suicide. Before Geeta finished it, Velu started, hey listen, if this is your plan, come on, let's go back to Madurai and you carry on your life. I will never come across your way. You marry other guy and lead your life. Velu turned his face other direction. Geeta kept her hands on her head and faced down. Please don't come with me with all these stupid ideas, alright? Said Velu without seeing Geeta's face. All these guys cannot spend the rest of their lives in jail just because they help us here. Few seconds passed off. Velu sat on a stool just in front of Geeta and held her face within his palms. Hey, he saw Geeta's face in that dim light and wiped away her tears. Then he sat near her on the sofa and put his hand on her shoulder and started speaking. Hey Laddu, shall I tell you one thing? He cleared up his throat and continued. This moment, in this dim light, I am sitting with a beautiful girl and talking to her, and I want you to know one fact, that is, honestly, I don't have any lust on you now. I mean it. I have felt the lust with so many girls but never with you. So I feel this is the destiny, what God has written for us. We both shall not spoil our happiness foolishly. We both perfectly fit to each other. I know we know that. Velu took a gasp. Geeta laid her head on his shoulder and Velu was holding her around. Hey darling, can't you see our beautiful life? Can't you walk through our sweet home? Can't you see that I am also there with you in kitchen to help you the dishes? Can't you see that we both sleep beneath a single bedsheet when we are caught up by a heavy fever? A beautiful and cute girl like you and a handsome brownish boy like me are growing up over there to hold our elderly stage. Can't you see them? Velu was mumbling all these to the ears of Geeta. Laddu, we both deserve all this happiness, darling. We must not miss it. Never ever think of death when you live with me, okay? Velu stressed that okay strongly. Geeta nodded her head and Velu could feel that. Alright, this is around 2 a.m. We have to have at least few hours sleep. Close your eyes and sleep, said Velu. Both of them held each other and started sleeping in the cushion itself in sitting posture. 5:30 a.m. Early morning, Tuesday, 10th October 2000. The dawn's signal of mild brightness was smeared all over Kodaikanal when those two cars had arrived there. It was Kodaikanal's bus terminus. All the shops, especially the coffee shops, were very active that time. The temperature was as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. People with thick sweaters and mufflers were getting their nose heated up by drinking coffee in that early morning, and hence those shops were very busy in the bus terminus. Those two cars were parked in the parking lot. Veera, Jaykumar and all the right hands were getting down from the car. Jaykumar warmed up his palms by rubbing them up together for 10 seconds and dabbed it on his face to brisk himself up. "Uncle, you stay here," said Jaykumar, and saw all his men around and snapped his finger on them, signaling to gather around him. This was the planning moment of Jaykumar's conspiracy. Veera was standing near the car, while the rest of the men, including Jaykumar, were standing in the form of circle and were hissing something. In next few minutes, "Are you all clear?" said Jaykumar. "Yes, boss," all were mildly saying in chorus, each holding the photographs of both Geeta and Velu. "All right then, disperse," ordered Jaykumar with a vigorous snap of his fingers. That immediate second, all of his men scattered in 8 different directions and walked towards the shops in that bus terminus.